Government prosecutors say terrorists were planning to strike America again this year, and they were going to do it on September 11th.
Our intelligence agencies were able to stop the plot before it was carried out. Here's reporter John Jessup.
This derailed passenger train in Rhode Island is designed to look like the scene of a terror attack, but it's only a drill. Law enforcement and emergency responders around the country train how to react in the event something like this really happens. They're also working to keep would-be attacks from getting off the ground in the first place. They were able to do that in the case of Najibullah Zazi, a 24-year-old Afghan immigrant accused of plotting attack on New York this year on the 8th anniversary of 9/11. Prosecutors say he was planning to set off homemade bombs made out of hydrogen peroxide he bought in bulk at a Denver area beauty supply store. But the U.S. learned of Zazi's plot through a CIA source.
The recent case here, by way of example, gives us all information to share, and has been now shared through a product from DHS about the overpurchase of certain products that can be used in explosive making.
That information filtered through state and local agencies through 72 nationwide fusion centers, which collect and share information about potential terrorist activity. The nation's top law enforcement officer told a conference of police chiefs that coordinated effort helped to stop Zazi and prevent scores of people from dying. Police say the next step is to build a public partnership with ordinary citizens reporting anything they see that seems suspicious or unusual.
An alert community can act as a deterrent to terrorism, and an educated and trained public can feel more in control of their own lives if they partner with law enforcement to fight against terrorism.
John Jessup, CBN News, Washington.
Just another reminder that there are enemies out there that want to attack our country and want to bring chaos to our streets and inflict terror on us as a civilian population. Why they believe this is still a mystery to me, and why you think that somehow or other you're going to get favor with God by blowing up innocent civilians. I don't understand that. I don't understand that as a religious way of thinking. I don't understand that as a philosophy of life. But we as Christians, we need to be in prayer, and we need to be praying for the protection of our country and for wisdom in our leadership. Lee Webb has the rest of our top stories from the CBN Newsroom. Lee?
Gordon, the U.S. Supreme Court will not get involved in a church property case that pits a breakaway Episcopal church against its former denomination. St. James Anglican Church in Newport Beach, California, split from the national church after the 2003 consecration of the first openly homosexual bishop. California courts had ruled the congregation could not keep the parish property, even though it's held the deed to that church for decades. St. James is continuing its property trial in an Orange County court and may appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court again. Manila is still cleaning up after last week's massive typhoon. In the Filipino countryside, rescue efforts are much more difficult. But Operation Blessing is helping those whose lives have been shattered by this deadly storm. George Thomas has the story.
Take a 3-hour road trip heading east from Manila, and eventually you'll see it. The lush and scenic Sierra Madre mountain range that runs across much of these parts. It's a popular tourist destination. But at the foothills of the mountain, a very different picture is emerging, one of heartache and shattered lives.
I feel like this is the end of my life.
Arlene Robino is taking us to what's left of her home and village. She usually makes the trip on foot or by car, but today she makes it by boat. And getting there, well, is not the easiest thing in the world. It takes several people to get the boat through all the marsh and debris.
That's all that's left of my house. There's no floor, just a shell of the house.
On September 26, Typhoon Katsana's rains poured into the Sierra Madre, turning Robino's village and countless other areas into a swampy mess, and leaving the people here in desperate need.
I've been praying every day. Please, somebody come and help us.
Her prayers were answered Monday when an army of volunteers from Operation Blessing Philippines and Christians from area churches joined hands to deliver the much-needed food, water, clothes, and medical supplies to Rubino's village.
You are all an answer to my prayers.
And Robino is just one of nearly 100,000 people that Operation Blessing has helped since Typhoon Katsana hit.
You know, responding to a major disaster like this one here in the Philippines takes partnership, and that is what Operation Blessing is so good at. Today, at this particular relief effort, 9 different denominations have come together to help meet the needs of several thousand in this community.
And we need to thank the Lord for the Operation Blessings. Really, that they see that this cooperation that we have right now is really important, very important.
But more than just handing out food or meeting the medical needs of the people, it's about touching lives deep down.
Most importantly, we need to address their spiritual and emotional needs as well.
For Arlino Rubino and countless others, today was about lifting the Filipino spirit. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, but also new hope that there are friends around the world who care enough to give.
Operation Blessing gives me the fighting spirit to keep going.
George Thomas, CBN News, at the foothills of the Sierra Madre in the Philippines.
And Gordon, you could tell a difference in her countenance, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when people gather together, join together to bring aid to those in need. Just the mere fact that you care. And you show you care, being very tangible in the goods that you deliver. What were the greatest needs? Food, water, clothing. You know, we're helping with cleanup. We're also bringing medical care because in any kind of flood situation like this, you've got to start worrying about cholera and other waterborne diseases. But we're there, and we're there in your name, because if you're a member of the 700 Club, you're part of that relief effort. A portion of every gift to the 700 Club goes into the work of Operation Blessing to bring help to people around the world. Another portion goes into the work of CBN World Reach to preach the gospel around the world. And Manila is one of our pioneering World Reach centers. If you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is call us, 1-800-759-0700, and just say, yeah, I want to join the 700 Club. How much is that? Well, it's only $20 a month. It's just 65 cents a day. And you join with tens of thousands of other people who just love to give and are inspired by giving.